Hello, Father Ben and everyone. Today, my presentation is on the course Marriage and Order, Theology 3450. I am Sister Marian Tran, the sister of St. Paul Rashad. My topic is on exploring St. Augustine's three goods of marriage for engaged couple that shares with them the richness of the sacrament. I would like to go an overview. In the Catechism of the Catholic Church, states that marriage is one of the 7 sacraments in the Catholic Church and instituted by Christ. In the Old Testament, there are 2 accounts of the creation story that God created men and women in his own image and likeness. So it is not good for that man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him. So in God's plan for marriage, Adam and Eve are joined together and became one flesh. In the marriage vocation is God's call to love, evoked from the depths of the human heart. God calls each person on different levels to different vocation. For example, there are a human vocation, a Christian vocation, a vocation to missionary life, a vocation to celibacy, and a vocation to marriage and family. It is our duty to seek God's will for our own vocation. And in the marriage vocation, men and women are called to unite in a loving bond of husband and wife. Marriage is a physical union of 2 persons, yet at the same time it is a spiritual and emotional union. Central of marriage is love, is a decision to be committed and loyal to another person for life. So the purpose of marriage is expressed by sexual love and mutual support. This is the giving of self to the other, especially when sick, expresses the marital commitment promises, for they are 2 now become one flesh. Live in practical, tangible ways. This is the completeness and mutual help of marriage life. St. Augustine, of 3 goods of marriage, he states that he says first the offspring, fidelity, and sacrament. The first offspring, St. Augustine states, the first good of marital is the procreation of children. Through their love, husband and wife share in God's creative power by giving birth to another person. Through the birth of a child, the couple is transformed into a family. In this authentic expression, they courageously and willingly cooperate with love of the Creator and redemption. Through the couple's life, God's family grows more extensive and richer. It is also involved the upbringing and parents' duty to educate their children by training in spiritual and moral aspects. Again, the couples cooperate with the love of God, the Creator. It is as if they become interpreters of His love. So, a loving family life prepares the atmosphere for conjugal love, and the fruit of that love is children. The second good is fidelity. St. Augustine's second good of marriage is mutual lifelong fidelity. Husband and wife serve and help each other by being intimately united, continually seeking to experience and understand one another more fully. This mutual help and support in the marital life is not only in times of joy, excitement, or overwhelming happiness, but also in difficulties, tribulation, or sorrows. A mutual fidelity can sustain and strengthen the marital bond. Augustine affirms that fidelity in marriage life is good because having of itself weakness of the flesh that cannot be curbed, but in marriage an association of fidelity that cannot be dissolved. Fidelity is also considered as a spiritual good and is turned inward to be form of virtue. The pastoral constitution, Gaudium et Spes, also reaffirms that the intimate relationship of the two persons, which remains self-giving to each other and the interests of the children, oblige the spouses to be faithful and demand an insoluble union. In any stage of life, religious or marriage, we bear our crosses. That cross does not mean we give up in the face of suffering, failure, hardship. As Christians, we give our utmost effort to protect and maintain family happiness. We remind ourselves that these obstacles can be opportunities to correct some of our wrongs, living through them with love. We can become a school of love. They help us discover higher values of marriage life because fidelity good for marriage and a social good. The third is the sacrament. St. Augustine sees sacraments as the third good of marriage. The sacraments has related indissolubility. Marriage is the sacrament because it is a figure, the symbol of the union of Jesus Christ with his church. It is the permanent bond of love that the couples belong to one another. Eutychus the Saint Victor defines marriage is as a sacred sign or sign of a holy reality. He stated, the sacrament is the highest good for it granted grace and indicated a greater level of restoration to communion with God. Marriage is grounded in love. St. Thomas Aquinas affirms marriage as a sacrament, and marriage is the cause of grace. And no precept that considers marital behavior guilty, because for he considered the union of the body to be holy. The sacraments of matrimony signifies the union of Christ and the church. It gives spouses the grace to love each other with love which Christ has loved his church. The grace of the sacrament thus perfects the human love of the spouses, strengthens their indissoluble unity, and sanctifies them on the way to eternal life. What is the richness of the sacrament? In this time of engagement before marriage, give a convenient opportunity, allowing both parties to get to know each other more deeply, discerning if their love is built on a solid foundation. During this stage, Arguments or disagreements may arise with each other. They can explore each other's interests, learn about each other's strengths and weaknesses, and help each other to overcome any bad qualities. Gradually, they can better understand themselves and have a more honest and accurate view of each other. The key of during engagement is for both parties to consider each other. Young people today have more freedom in choosing a life partner, but freedom implies an increase in personal responsibility. And today, couples enter marriage later than the past generation that viewed possibly can express maturity in their own decision. Conversely, young people today face many difficulties entering marriage life influenced by modern thought, which can disregard the value of family life and the institution of marriage. Nevertheless, the foundation for engaged people to prepare well for marriage life is based on Augustine's three marital goods. Offspring is outward step, fidelity is inward action, and sacraments is upward sign. Considering the three goods, carefully think about your way forward. Participate in an actual process and make good preparation. The sacrament of marriage is the only sacrament the couples give to each other. With the priest as a witness, they become one. You are the future of the church. Carefully consider the richness of marriage, because in the intimate union of marriage as a mutual giving of two persons, and the good of the children demand total fidelity from the spouses and require an unbreakable union between them. This is my presentation. Thank you and God bless.